How are we doing? I'm so tired. after a new moon, I don't know whether it's because it's like a big energy surge or because of the rituals, I'm bringing so much energy, or I don't know, but I always feel really tired, so the eye bags haven't gone just yet. I'm working on it though. Okay, so this video is the start of the work, and the start of the work is the grounding stuff. So it will pull you back down to earth quite a lot, which sometimes can be quite painful. And at the same time, enlightening, humbling, and basically the first step of the journey is to accept where you are and be okay about it. Now, being okay about it and peaceful about it takes a lot of work. And I'm going to try and talk about things really openly, because I think whether you are struggling in a relationship, or struggling with the relationship with yourself, or you're in difficult circumstances, I think like the same process is needed. You just sort of have to adapt it, and I'll try my best to move the goalposts a little bit so that you can, there's a bit of everything in there, but hopefully you'll be able to get something from every video that will be able to move you forward with your own journey. Because in reality, I can't tell you what is best for your journey, and that's not why I'm here. I'm here to when I speak to people that I'm reading for, or that I'm giving help to, I always say, you know the bit in Alice in Wonderland in the Disney cartoon where all the arrows, they walk, you know, and they like point her in the right direction and stuff like that. Like that's what I feel like I'm here for. I'm the moving fairy arrows. But yeah, so today's little video, it's just going to be a short one, but it's literally just going to inspire you to accept where you are. And the difficult thing about acceptance is that nobody else will be able to accept it with you at the same level as what you do. There's few reasons for this. If you're in a lot of pain and you're struggling and you're suffering, no one can feel that. So your level of pain, they can't feel that. So there's, when you've had enough, that's you saying I've had enough. It's not them saying that they've had enough. Nobody can make that decision for you. And yeah, and I'll just bring that back to myself. For months, for over 6 months. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my tea before it goes cold. It's a really nice one. Yeah, for 6 months I have been pleading with anyone that will listen to support me with my son and get some help, and it's not happened. So sometimes you have to go against the grain, and sometimes it will create even more pain for you to say enough is enough. So whether that's that you're not doing things because you're not feeling confident about yourself. I mean, how much is it affecting your life? Are you not seeing your friends? Are you not taking the kids out? Are you hiding at home? You know, for me, when enough is enough is only for that person to decide, and the people around that person just need to support that, whatever the circumstances, because nobody's got your background, nobody's got your past, there's just a million reasons why they're not going to know that it's time for a change. And to be fair, it's really hard for people, especially your close family and friends, to support someone through growth, because if they're not ready for that growth, then it will feel alien. It will feel like they're being neglected, abandoned, left behind. If you've always been doing something, like say for example you go out drinking every weekend and you're like, no, I can't do this anymore, I don't want to do it, I want to stop this, you are going to piss a lot of people off. It is just the way that it works. Some people are not ready to start on their journeys, or they might be just working on something else, like, and that's their journey. But it just should not stop you from doing what you need to do. It's your life, you live your life, and the connections that we make and break and move past and move into, is it worth being stopped in your journey and your happiness and your fulfillment to fulfill somebody else's needs? Again, that's part of the work, whether you're thinking like that and whether the people around you think like that. But yeah, so for me, accepting where you are is made even more powerful with gratitude. Now, being grateful sometimes for really bad things that have happened to you sometimes can feel like just like Velcro, you know, like friction. But once you get in the habit of being grateful for where you are, you can move forward so quickly, because everything becomes a lesson. Everything becomes, for me, being a Sagittarius of Fucus, I always liken my lessons to like the bow being pulled back. And like obviously the longer it's pulled back and the more it's pulled back, then obviously it's got more velocity to shoot forward and shoot harder. And that, to me, having a visual is very much like, I'm just being pulled back to be let go. I'm just being pulled back, you know, like this is happening because I'm meant to fly afterwards. Like, it's not slowing me down, it's speeding me up. You know, like that visual in my mind does massive things to my my motivation, because I think, and that's what I've been saying to myself for the last 6 months. It's like, I've just got to keep going. I've just got to keep going. Sorry, my hair is so itchy. I put oils in it last night in the bath, and it's like, I would normally leave it in like a day, 2 days, but it's not feeling nice today. I wish they'd stop spraying the bloody sky. It's doing my head in. I did a good story. If you haven't seen Spaceballs, go watch Spaceballs and you'll know what I mean. Where was I? Sorry. This is what my tired brain does. It just goes off on a tangent, like, pew, gone, pew. yeah, so being grateful for where you are. Like, a few things that well, the first thing that I'm working on at the moment is my money. Over the last 6 months, I haven't been able to work. Lots of different reasons, mainly from being too tired, mainly from not having 2 seconds to myself, and a lot of meetings and things being cancelled, and not having the money to buy materials, just lots of things. Anyway, so, and the house has been a wreck, like a real wreck, just stuff everywhere. And I work from home, so it's not very nice to have customers into the house when it looks so bad. Not professional. Not a good cleansed space. Anyway, so, and I can look back at that situation and say, oh, like, woe is me. I am so much in debt. I've had to borrow money. But the way I will look at that is, number one, amazing friends stepped forward for me and gave me money, which means to me that I have some amazing people around me that will support me in hard times. And they know how hard it is for me to accept money from people, which I am working on, which I did really well this time. So I have that amazing support, so that's a massive plus. And then number two, I put the Christmas market on, and I, sooner than expected, released the businesses that I've been working on, some of the businesses that I've been working on. And that was like a massive pat on the back, while in this period of stagnant time, whatever you want to call it, I've made businesses, and I've made money from businesses. Not a lot of money, but still money. So I was like, right, that's another thing. And another thing that came to mind was, I've been very poor in my life before. The only the time that equivalent to this time of how poor I was when I was at university, and I got myself into a bit of a pickle because I was drinking. Instead of having a child stopping me from working, I was drinking, which was stopping me working. And like, no one really even knew, I don't think, how bad my drinking was at university, and because everyone's drinking. But I didn't have any money, so I was stealing food, and I was, I'd live on like a box of Frosties a week and stuff like that, and was stealing pastries and things from the bakery that I worked at. And I'd, if I needed like toiletries and stuff like that, I'd just go and take them if I needed them. Like, it still doesn't feel nice to say that, Still doesn't feel nice to say that. Like, that was actually a part of my person. But I would just like, I need it. I have to have it. Nobody's going to lend me the money. No, I had no one when I was at university. I wouldn't have called my parents, and my dad wouldn't have given me the money anyway. So yeah, that the same time that came round, what will happen is you'll get put round in cycles. Like, the same thing will happen to you, and it's almost like the universe saying, how are we going to deal with it this time? And I feel like this time I dealt with everything the way that I should do. Like, these times do happen to us. Like, sometimes you can't do anything about it. Like, your hands are tied, and it's how we present that situation to others. It's how we come together as a team that that change things. And the people that supported the Christmas markets are people that support my work. Maybe they didn't really need plants before Christmas, or they didn't need t-shirts and stuff like that, or crystals, but they chose to support what I do. I did lots of readings before Christmas, like, it's a two-way street always. The work that I do will support them, and it just made me feel so much better about the situation that I'm in, and how confident I've got about speaking out about be in the struggle, because before then I would not have said anything to anybody, and that's how I dealt with it, was to go against the society that I was breaking off from. There's so much that I want to do on that that topic, like the breaking down of society and community and then going against it. Like that, I've just had so many epiphany moments about it, even just through basic things that I've been through. And I want to do a lot of work with people that offend and re-offend in regards to that. So moving forward on your journey, what I can recommend, and I'll just get them to show you, is if you can get yourself, can you still hear me? Get yourself a journal. I've had this for some time now, and I make notes and I write down if I get like blasts of information, or like if I have a meeting with someone and there's like a few key things that I want to write down. Like this is a good tool for your journey, because you can look back. I've got loads of journals, actually. That's not the only one. It's hard to find notes, but you find them at the right time. And I want to show you this. My friend Mariana got this for me for was it for my birthday or was it for Christmas? Can't remember, but amazing lady gave me this, and I can't wait to get mine this year, because this is a really good tool for affirmations. It just gives you light information about the moon and cycles and stuff like that. And this is not just a woman's book, by the way. This can be a man's book as well. I know a couple of men in my life that would actually benefit from this, and you know who you are. And it's just a good tool, and I'm going to get another one this year. And you can see that I just put loads of paper and stuff in it, from notes and dreams, and you can use it for whatever you think. I tended to put feelings in there and stuff like that, but that's a good start for your journey. So yeah, accepting where we are is an internal decision, and it doesn't always come right away. For example, so I was getting visions and downloads in meditation about surrendering Louis, taking some time away from him. 3 months ago, it just kept coming, and I spoke to a friend about it, and I was just like, I'm just not ready. I just feel like I'm giving up on him. I don't feel comfortable being away from him. And by this time, like, my hair was falling out, and since then I've started to feel that poorly, where my muscles in my legs have been going, and his behaviour is just becoming more and more violent. And it's almost like it had to get to a point where, not that I snapped, but it was like a safety thing. I had to sit down and have a word with myself. And it was Christmas Day, really, Christmas night, and I couldn't even put him to bed because he was kicking off that much. And having to walk away without even giving my little boy a good night kiss on Christmas Day was just heartbreaking. And I think sometimes it has to get to that. Nobody else can do that for you. Nobody else can tell you when enough is enough. So the start of the journey can be quite painful. The next few videos that we're going to talk about probably aren't going to be the nicest things, but I'll try and teach you tools how to manipulate that kind of energy. And today is just gratitude for where you are, gratitude how hard you've worked, gratitude for the lesson. Sometimes we do need to have our face put into the mud, for us to realise how we've been carrying on, and it's so easy to get caught up and carry on down a journey and think, how the fuck did I get here? How did we get to this point? How did I put on all this weight? How did this relationship get like this? How, and with the acceptance, we're going to start pulling it back, answer the questions. How did you get here? What got you here? And write it down, see how much your mindset changes within a month, within 2 months. And what will happen as well is that you will keep going back round. You'll go a few steps forward on your journey, and then something will trigger you and it will send you right back to the beginning, and then you'll be able to move forward quicker because you've done the work, if that makes sense. My top tip is actually do the work. Don't go around it. Don't have the TV on when you're trying to sort yourself out. Don't have distractions. Sit down and get into your own head. And sometimes don't talk to other people about it. Talk to people that you trust. If you need to let it out and ask for a bit of guidance. But the more people you talk to, the more opinions you've got on that starting out point, and it can steer you in completely the wrong direction. So I'm saying try and keep this bit internal. When people start seeing you making changes, then they're going to start asking questions. And you need to be headstrong and very stubborn. In your movement. I hope that helps for the start. Yeah. Gonna do this together. Have a lovely day.